Hello. Good morning. Late. Rob. Never late. It's not me that's late. It's YouTube that's late. It's that massive delay from when I click start stream to actual YouTube kicking in. Hi everyone. Welcome. Lighting is terrible in here today. I look like I'm glowing. There we go. Hey everyone, how you doing? Can everyone hear me okay? Looks like my audio is a bit low, but maybe not. YouTube is becoming like old TV, switching from one live broadcast to another. Yeah, it's getting a bit like that, isn't it? Cool. Been tracking my Whopper, it's left Australia. Yeah, freight is terrible. I'm really sorry for all those folks that have ordered off me over the last few weeks. And it's getting worse. Yeah, I've had a whole bunch of countries I can't ship to now. So I've had to start blocking countries on my Tiny Pico store, and I don't know what I'm going to do about Tindy. So, yeah, and for those of you that have ordered enough shipped, it'll get to you, but it's just... The issue is there's no planes, right? So for most freight, unless you're shipping with, you know, UPS or DHL or someone that have their own fleet of planes, right? You're relying on the normal, like, passenger airlines to get freight around the place. That's what all the postal services and stuff work from. And there are no flights, or there are very few flights. So just, you know, like Canada just got... So I use Sendle, and Sendle has stopped shipping to Canada now. So I got to refund someone's order today. But Australia Post will ship to Canada still, but they're quoting me 6 weeks delivery, which is just crazy. I hope you and the family have been doing okay during the lockdown. We have. It's getting it's stressful, but yes, just with the kids and all of us stuck together. But we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Yeah, greetings from everyone's home. So just I'm gonna do a quick roll call like I always do. Wow. Johnny was here. I don't think Johnny was here first. I think just first in my chat. But morning, Johnny. G'day, Adam. Hello, Embedded Hobbyist. Hey, Monster Mark. And Christopher White. Hello. Hey, Hojad. Fearless Leader. Leader, wrong. Fearless, wrong. That's okay. Wow, lots of chat. Just going to skip all past the chat. Hey Michael, hey Teletronics, hey Andy Mouse, good morning. Oh, Mark Olson, hello. Hey Rob. Not sure how to pronounce I'm going to pronounce this totally wrong, but I'll do it anyway. Suhail. Apologise, but hello Rat Madness. Hey GK. Hello Andy. Andy Day, that is. Hey David. Hey Electronic Smoke UK. Well, Tongue Twister. Hello Absidy. Albert, good morning. And Azzy, of course. Legged. Who's Legged? What? Hello Joe. Hi Andrew. Hi Bruce. Good morning, Lloyd. Hello, Switzerland. Crazy Roops. Ed French, hello. Sim's here. It's been a while, Sim. Hello. Hey, Reed. Hey, James. I'm going back up the list now because the scroll went past. And good morning, Charles. Hi, Aaron. Mr. Callaway. Hello. Hey, Marin. Savage Electronics. Oh, gets me every time. I love that. Hey, Davey Baker. The Love Factory. The Love Factory. Sorry. If I missed anyone as I scroll past, I'm really sorry, but I'll say hi again. Finding parts delivery from China. I'm seeing some stuff come really quick. Other stuff take ages. I'm having a lot of struggle. So I've started buying stuff from Alibaba and paying for UPS. And even my UPS is taking 2 to 3 weeks to get here. I've got now about, I think I worked out yesterday, I've got about $5,500 worth of stock lost, stuck, disappeared, coming from China. right now, and look, it's just probably because logistics can't track it, but it's a bit disheartening. Like I've had to find alternate part sources, which you'll see. I'll talk to you about in a moment. You'll see what I've done. Pretty crazy, but yeah, it's really I'm really struggling to reliably get parts in, at least through AliExpress. So EMS ePacket, which is the way I always choose to ship, and I always pay extra to do the EMS ePacket. EMS is shut down in China now. They're actually not shipping at all. So, but you can still order it on AliExpress, and they don't tell you. So you can still pick EMS ePacket, and they charge you for it, and then they just send it normal 40 to 50 days, which is really frustrating. I've been having some disagreements with some sellers, and they're all putting their hands in the air and saying sorry, but you know, until I can, and they've all got, because what they set the time period for delivery before you can open a dispute, and they're all setting really long periods. Like they're all setting like a 2-month period, which means I can't put a dispute in, or I can put a dispute in, but until that period ticks over, Ali won't step in. So like I bought 50 of these screens, my little IPS screens, from AliExpress, from the same supplier I always buy from, who's always been extremely reliable, and I normally get stuff here within, you know, I do the 13 to 20 days EMS packet, and they get to me within 10 days all the time. He sent them late, which was frustrating. But he sent them, they shipped out on March 4th, and they haven't, according to the tracking, they haven't left China yet. And so the problem is he stuck 60 days on the delivery window, and I still can't, like I put a dispute in, and I've spoken to Ali directly, they won't do anything until that time period's over. So I have to wait now 2 months for Ali to step in, and I can get my money back. And I ordered 50 off him, so they weren't cheap. Anyway, what did I miss? Hello, Mike Swan. Good morning. Hello, Sven. Happy to report that DHL Express from China to Sweden is fully working. Yeah, DHL Express is working everywhere. It's just really slow. Like, you know, I'm getting some orders within like 8 days, and some orders are taking, you know, 20, you know, I think, no, my worst so far is 17 days. Hello, Shaq. Yeah, a lot of packages are disappearing, or they're just because they can't track them, like logistics-wise. Yeah, I mean, the good news is I'll get my money back from Ali. The bad news is I've had to find alternate ways. Yeah, I'll show you in a second. It's pretty crazy. I just want to get through the chat quickly. Hello, David. Those products are way overpriced. Yeah, okay, I'm not really interested in, sorry, not at all interested in your opinion on $7 for a triple board. It's not just a board, that's okay, and you know, if you want to go and buy 2 ESP32s for $7, go for it. But, you know, my channel, not really interested in hearing you tell me that I'm overpricing my products, so thanks. Feel free to leave. Not interested, thanks. Yeah, LCSC is still, you know, I mean, hit and miss with their stuff. It's not them, it's the couriers, so. What have I missed? Hello, Paul, good morning. Would it not be possible to set up a distribution relay and try to get countries that can get... Well, it's just the flights. There's just no flights. Very few flights going out now from Australia, which is frustrating. Offer your customers the option to pay a little more and use a distribution relay. I don't even know what those relays would be now, because the issue is there's still no flights. I'm happy to send DHL for people, but shipping DHL from Australia to anywhere is like, it's horrific. It's like, you know, $70 US for me to ship anywhere around the world, you know, with DHL. It's just horrifically expensive. So I don't even, you know, no one's going to do that. No one's going to buy $50 worth of product from me and pay $70 to ship it. It's just not going to happen. Hey, Dustin. Thanks, Reed. All good, mate. It's all good. Plenty of people with opinions. That's fine. Just don't do it on my channel. Don't do it to me here. I'm not interested. People who are experts and know all about my business and know all about cost of manufacture and know all about everything, you know, that's being sarcastic because they don't know anything about it all, jump in and tell me how to run my business. So yeah, thanks but no. Don't know if I said hi to Marius. Hi Marius. Hi Jay. Sorry, I'm still saying hi to people. Placement part for my espresso machine coming from Hong Kong. Yeah, look, a lot of stuff. You know what? Along the way, a lot of stuff just gets stalled while it's waiting for a next flight, right? That's basically what it is. So, you know, like when all my parts, all my like PCBs coming from JLC PCB, they'll leave there on time and they'll get to Hong Kong really quickly, and then they'll sit in Hong Kong for 5 to 10 days because they just can't get them on a flight. You know, there are not even 10% of the number of flights going as they used to be. So just stuff just sits. I mean, as long as they know where it is, that's fine. As long as I can track it, you know, I'd rather it was stuck for 10 days, but I know it's stuck there, than it disappears and I can't track it anymore. That's frustrating. Hey, Robson. Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's saying that, like his stuff's now, it's disappeared in Germany somewhere, and it might turn up, but it's frustrating not being able to find it. Yeah, and that's where a lot of my China stuff is right now. Like it might all turn up at some point. It might turn up in a month, 2 months time. Who knows? But it's the fact that I don't know where it is frustrating. But I'm in no different boat to anyone else, right? You know, I was speaking to John Oxer, and he's, you know, had some packages come through, you know, from his PCBs that have come through in 5 days, and some that have taken 2.5 weeks from the same supplier. It's just hit and miss. You know, you would think more mail would be loaded onto flights to make up for the lack of passengers. No, but those flights aren't flying. That's the point, James. Hey, James. Hello, Jack. You want to change your name? It's a family channel. Yeah, the point is those flights aren't flying. I mean, Virgin's gone into liquidation. Not liquidation. Gone into, what's it called? Or is it? Yeah, voluntary liquidation in Australia. I mean, they've got no flights. They've had to stand down 16,000 staff. You know, there are physically no airplanes flying. It's crazy. Anyway, so what did I do? Well, I hear the rumble. What rumble are you talking about? You talking about the rumble of my fans on my computer, or are you talking about something else? Oh, right, Virgin going into administration. Yeah, look, it's pretty sad. It really is. It's so many businesses are being devastated. Like it's gonna. Many won't bounce back. Many won't come back, and you know, it's really. But it's working for all the countries that are locking down. It's working. It's not working for the economy, but it's working for the virus. It's the right thing to do, and everyone's suffering in their own way. It's like a fan blowing in the mic. Sorry about that. Okay, so quickly before I start building, I'm going to build. I've got stuff ready to go. See, we're going to do. Oh god, the lighting. We're going to do lots of building today of stuff. But so I want to tell you a story about these, right? About my screens. So I sold out of these display screens. They're quite popular, and I needed to build more. And so I ordered these screens. I ordered these screens in January before Chinese New Year, and I ordered them a week and a half before before Chinese New Year. And the guy decided to close early. He closed a week before they were supposed to close and didn't ship it. And didn't tell anyone. And so then Chinese New Year happened, then the pandemic started, or in China it started, and then they got delayed and blah, 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 blah. He didn't end up shipping it till March the 4th. That was frustrating. And then it's gone missing, right? March? Yeah. So I found a supplier on... Okay, so what happened was the same thing with my TFTs. So my Reflow Masters, the thing I run out of all the time are the screens, right? I don't, I buy the screens 16 or 20 at a time, and because they're not cheap, like you really can't get them discount anywhere, and I just, yeah, it's a lot of investment, a lot of money, right? It's the most expensive part, obviously, of the thing. And I ordered 16 boards in February, and they shipped in March, and they've disappeared. They're not even left China yet, according to tracking. And the same with my buzzers. I was out of buzzers, and I went to my same supplier I normally do, and I ordered 100. He shipped them on the 4th of March. Same supplier as the screens, and they've disappeared, right? So I haven't been able to build, I've been out of stock on Reflow Masters, and I've got a stack of people waiting for Reflow Masters, and I hadn't been able to make my IPS screens. And so I found a supplier I spoke to a lot of people on Alibaba. I'm not overly, I haven't used Alibaba a lot because it's quite a difficult process, right? Sometimes people take forever to get back to you, or they don't get back to you. And so anyway, I found a supplier who was willing to talk to me, because a lot of them, I'd say, what price? And they'd give me a price for TFT screens, and they'd be like $3 or $4 more expensive than I can get from Ali. And the only way you can ship from them is to ship UPS or DHL, and their prices for DHL was they'd quote me like $60 US for DHL, where I can get PCBs through JLC PCB for like $20 DHL, right? It's all about leverage of how many you're doing. But so I kind of gave up, and then someone quoted me, and their price wasn't, it was still like $1.50 more than I could get on Ali, but their shipping was more reasonable. It was like $39 for shipping, and I started talking to them, and they eventually matched the price I could get on Ali with shipping, which was great. And so I ordered 100 TFTs, because I'm sick and tired of being out of stock. Can you say how much screens cost, or like 20 or 50? Well, it doesn't matter. So the unless I was buying, I don't know, 1,000 of them, the price for 999 is the same as the price for one, right? And these screens are I can't even remember now. Five. No, I'd have to look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. I can't tell you, but it's $5.80 or something, $5.80 US or something each, or $6 each, and then you got the shipping component, right? Anyway, so I did a deal with them, and then at the last minute, just before they shipped them, they you can get them. Yeah, I mean, you can buy them for $10 each on Ali, and sometimes, occasionally, like the supplier I was buying from reliably up until now, I think I was paying anywhere between $5.80 and $6.50, depending on the fluctuation of, because they change their prices all the time. But the last minute before they shipped them, I asked them if they had these, and they did. And so, not only did I buy 100 TFTs. I'm not sure if you can see that. Look at that, 100 of them. That should last me a week. But I also bought 100 IPS screens. And they all arrived yesterday. And they were shipped 3.5 weeks ago. 3.5 weeks to get them through UPS from China. And it went to Korea. It went from China to Korea, then it went to the US, then it went to Canada, then it went to the US, then it came to Sydney, and then Melbourne. Crazy. Does it come with the driver IC? Yes, it's the whole thing. Everything's on the screen. So I can finally build stock again. I can't tell you how excited I am. So I know I missed some questions or stuff. It's like a microphone with wind. Yeah, I don't know. Let me face it a different direction, maybe. My computer definitely struggles with the streaming, the noise. So yeah, not sure what that's about. So if you ask me a question, I missed it. Can you please ask it again? Yeah, 3.5 weeks to get here, and that was by UPS. Ended up costing me $45 for shipping because they increased it a bit for these other screens. But I've got them all here now. So I am finally building, Reflow Masters. I'm going to have a whole bunch in stock. And I'm going to build these screens now. But the problem is I don't want to release them. Because I don't want people buying them and then me having to say, oh, sorry, I can't ship it to you. And have to then refund the money. I get it, like with Tindy it's not so bad, but with my own store, like if someone buys and have to refund, I don't get the transaction fee back. So I'm out of pocket every time someone buys and I have to refurb them. Can you ship Reflow Master to India? Can I ship to India still? Let me just find out. That's a good question. And see, that's the thing. The list is changing all the time. Like on Friday, I sent a package to Canada, and on Monday, I could no longer ship to Canada. Last Wednesday, I shipped a package to Singapore, and yesterday, I was no longer able to ship to Singapore. So yeah, it's India. Nope, I can't ship to India anymore. I don't know when that changed, but nope, can't go to India. Wow. Do you get to claim relief as a small business being affected by the lockdown? So right now, no, I'm not eligible. Hello Lloyd. I'm sorry if I missed anyone in chat who popped in. Ian, hello. I'm not going to scroll back now to see if I missed anyone. I'm really, really sorry. Hello, Ben. So, what about Pakistan? I don't know, it'd probably be the same thing, I would say. Because it's the same region. I know it's not the same country. I'm not starting with that, but I think it's a region issue. Pakistan. No, can't send to Pakistan. So it'll be an issue with planes going in that general direction. Who do you blame for the decision? Which decision? Oh, I could use a Reflow Master in Canada. Are you saying you can't ship here? Seriously? I can't ship to Canada. Nope. The only way... Okay, no, I lied. I can ship Australia Post to Canada only with Express Post, and they're claiming 3 to 4 weeks with Express Post, and Express Post shipping to Canada is like 6 times the price of what it costs me to normally ship to Canada. So I sell my Reflow Masters including shipping, but I can't. That only works if I ship them with my normal shipping supplier. Kabul. I don't know. I mean, we can spend the whole stream looking at places I can't send to, but okay, Kabul's not even on my list. So no. Yeah, it's cost prohibitive. So basically, I'm thinking of just, all this rush to get these Reflow Masters, and I can't ship them now. Yeah, it's infuriating because it's my only income. Right, and it's not even enough of an income. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not making ends meet, which is, I'm not complaining. Like, everyone knows, well, except for those of you that are new, I mean, everyone knows about my journey. And I'm not in the only boat. I mean, Brian Locke had to pretty much cut down his Tindy store. He basically stopped for a bit, and he's now, the list of places he can't send to went from more that he could and less that he couldn't. Like, his postal service used to show a list of where they can't send to. Now they just show a list of where they can send to, because the list is so small. So he's only shipping to those places. I can ship to the US still, yes. Where's the kit that you're making today? What do you mean, where is the kit? Huh? Yeah, Kabul is a city, but I was looking at the list of destinations because the Sendall, I can also see a list of within each country. So, like, for instance, there's some regions that I can send to, for instance, but if they're going to blah blah blah, they add 4 or 5 weeks delivery on. Does that make sense? Or it gets handed over to a different thing moving forward. So yeah, Dustin Watts has been streaming, folks, by the way, if you didn't already know. Dustin's been doing some streaming, and he's done a really cool trick with his Alexa. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do about my stock anyway, but I'm going to start making some shields. now, I think, because yes, that's what we should do. That's what, you know, even if I can't sell them, I might as well make them. Oh, someone asked the question about relief. So it's interesting. I can't, no, there's no relief for me at the moment because I don't fit into any of the categories that the government are offering relief for. And that doesn't mean that they won't at some point, but there's no way. Yes, we're going to move to the Making Partner Sec. Is it possible to become a member? A member, you mean like of my channel to join? No, I'm not big enough yet. I don't have membership. So yeah, I'm too small. No worries, Dustin. You deserve the promotion. Yes, Jack might fall asleep if I don't get started. So, because my income right now, as little as it is higher than this time last year, because this time last year I was ramping up to launch my Tiny Pico campaign. So I had virtually no income, I had no income. So I can't show a loss of income, which is ridiculous. So because I can't show a loss of income, I'm not eligible for any of the current things. But I'm a manufacturer and exporter, right? My primary business is manufacturing in the high-tech sector and exporting, and I can't export. So they're going to have to do something to support companies that are exporting, but I can't do anything yet. There isn't anything yet. There might be, I don't know. It depends on how long this goes for. So yeah, it's a little frustrating because there is currently nothing in place for any financial relief for me. And there are plenty of other companies in Australia in the same boat, startups and stuff. Really feel like we need some more light again, like last week. I'll have to get some more light. So no one ever, I built one of these on stream ages ago, but I don't think anyone's ever seen my little jig I made. I want to clean my stencil. The good news is I've got stacks of IPA. I'm not running out of IPA anytime this year, let me tell you. I have about 24 litres of it in my garage. So that's good. I'm also running out of filament again, and I can't get any filament because there's a shortage. So that's, yeah, you know. But once again, I'm not the only one in this boat. I'm not complaining. Thanks, Johnny. Whoa, dude, that was not necessary. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to sell my IPA. I really need to keep it. Offer gift cards. I can actually offer gift cards on my Tiny Pico store now because it's done through Squarespace, and Squarespace have now offered, they've started a gift card thing. But yeah, I don't know. If people really want to support me, Johnny, thank you so much. That's awesome. Obviously there's Super Chat, and there's my Patreon. But otherwise, look, I'm okay. Okay, is that upside down? Why doesn't that line up? Oh, yep, I put upside down. Locally, can you buy IPA from electronics manufacturing plants, but they stop you at the door and let you... Really? Not here, there isn't. There's no IPA around here. Thank you, Brian. Guys, I feel bad. It was not a call out for financial support. Seriously, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. It's very generous of you, but there wasn't my, I wasn't. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'm just, going back through, burning through savings, which is okay. But there are plenty of worse people than me. I really appreciate it though. Thank you. Hey, Pratik. Okay. I need to get some light. Let me get some light. Aziz, light. There you go. I finally did a movie reference. Hey, James. Hi, Sienna. I'm just setting up a light because the light outside hasn't kicked in yet. So I'm going to I should have done this before. Sorry. There we go. Throw some light on the topic. So, I don't think I ever showed anyone my jig. My little jig I made. Well, that's really light now. Let me turn that back down again. It's better. My little jig I made to actually to put the screens on, align the screens. So I'll get to show you that as well. Thank you, Mark. Oh, wow. I'm embarrassed now. Seriously, I'm totally embarrassed. That was not my intent, but thank you. Cheers, Brian. There was this. What is? Yeah, look, I'm very lucky that I overbought IPA ages ago. I'm not complaining about it now. I thought it was a stupid idea at the time, but I'm so glad I did it now. Okay, so let's stencil up and let's start assembling. So these are assembled in two parts, obviously. I do the surface mount components and then I have to hand solder the screens on. That's why I built that jig. So let's get going. You've all been waiting long enough. These are pretty simple boards. I'm going to obviously hand assemble them. There's no point setting up the pick and place for it. Because it's 4 unique parts and I can place them so quickly that I don't really need to, it'll take me more time to set up the pick and place than it will to just hand place them. I've been doing lots of work on my parts project. For those of you that care, no, I won't spend any time showing you, don't worry, on the stream, because people don't like that. That's okay. But I've been, I've been using that quite a lot. I've got getting all my parts and everything back in because I had to stomp all my data when I was making a pretty big refactor of it. And I've started working on a new labeling system in the office for all my parts. Okay, that was really not, I should have taped it down. That was not a good, come on. That was not my best stenciling ever, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. It's a very forgiving board. Okay. So I might, how many are you going to do today? Back to the manual P&P, like mere mortals. I love hand assembling. Like, yeah, I'm just going to, I'm going to stencil up two panels. So I've got 5. Look, I've got 100 screens. I don't want to build. Thank you, Savage Electronics. Some more, you're an inspiration. Thank you so much. I've been not comfortable being called an inspiration at all. But thank you so much. Yeah, I get people all the time asking me about like why my hand assembling stuff when I can stick it on the pick and place machine. And apart from the fact, as I said, that I can hand assemble these faster than I can set up the pick and place machine to do it. But I really enjoy hand assembling. Like, I don't want to hand assemble thousands of these. No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that I've got 5 panels I want to make, which is 60, so there's 15 on a panel. So that's 60 screens, which is how many I made last time. I want to leave some screens over. I've actually got enough for 105 screens. I've only got, obviously, 100 screens. I want to leave some screens over because there's a new version of this I want to potentially make for the Pro S2. I have an idea of something I want to make for the Pro S2. Okay, let's just start with 2 panels. Let's move these ones out of the way. Let's put my paste back. I'm thinking of doing, so my play shield that I made for the Tiny Pico, which I will show you in a second, for those of you that know what it is. Or for those of you that don't know what it is, which is this guy here. That's the, you plug a Tiny Pico into the back, and you've got this is just a 128 by 64 black and white screen. It's got some buttons and it's got a 3-axis accelerometer and an amplifier and a whole bunch of other stuff, light sensor on there. Anyway, I was thinking of making a version of this using one of these screens. Where's my Pro S2? I've got one here somewhere. Where's my Pro S2 gone? What have I just done with my Pro S2? Okay, well here's a previous Pro S2, right? So what I thought was, thank you, Aaron. Again, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. So what I thought was, how about a little, instead of going this format, I'll get a bit closer. Sorry, just quickly. So instead of going this format, which isn't too bad, what about one that goes like this? So this shield, by the way, will work on my Pro S2, but the one I'm building right now, it'll sit there because it's pin compatible for the first 10 on each side. But what's if I built one that was here? It sat here in the middle, and there was 2 buttons here and 2 buttons here, and maybe on the bottom of the board there was all the accelerometer and stuff, and so it was this, but it was a shield that plugged on here on the top. I thought that would look really cool, right? Because you'll get a screen that's slightly bigger and color, but in a format that just works like this, so you can just hold the board. So you'd have to put you have to put like female headers on the top, you know, like this. Anyway, that was an idea I had. So I want to make sure I've got some screens left to be able to do that. Otherwise, if I use up all my screens, I'm in trouble. Then I can't prototype anything. Okay, what do I want? I want to get some panels and start populating parts. What am I missing? Hey, Yasir. Hi to anyone that's popped in. Why don't you go for physical buttons instead of the ESP32 touch? Because the touch is, like if I look at something like this and look at the size of my thumb, how am I going to do 2 touch buttons easily for people? You know what I mean? Like, touch is great when you've got a really big surface area that you can have really big unique buttons that are clearly easy to touch, right, and to hit. How's it coming with the multi-charge fixes? The fixes are done, but I haven't ordered the new boards yet. Long story, I'm not going to get into a JLC talk today. I'm not. I'm really not, trust me. Oh, I need to order some more of these. I'm running low. That's all I've got left of my MMBT 2222As. Wow. Okay, I need 30 of them. That's going to be awkward. You're going to end up all over the floor. So yeah, the changes are done. I'm going to put them back in. I'm going to order them today. I've got boards now in production at JLC, so I'll just tack onto that. I had a few problems with JLC over the last week. New problems, but anyway, it's all sorted. Let me zoom out again so you can see the mess I'm about to make, because I'm about to try to get all these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna get a whole bunch and I'll get some more in a second. I know you're gonna want me to zoom in while I'm working, so I will. I've got autofocus on. Hopefully autofocus will stay good. Do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. If you go to my TinyPico, actually no, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. tinypico.com. There is a Discord link on there. I won't hear a bad word about JLC right now. The Gerber checks saved my bacon. Okay, well, there you go. JLC are awesome. Okay, that is the Discord link. Hope that works. But yes, I have a Discord server. I'm switching my glasses, means that the chat's going to be blurry. So I might have some, yeah, bacon, yum. Okay, can everyone see what I'm doing? Hope everyone can see what I'm doing. I hate these transistor packages, I have to say, because when they're upside down and you got to flip them. Oh, that was flipped. What am I doing? It's really annoying. Like, it's not like they all come out the same direction. So I'm going to populate 2 panels, and then I'll reflow them, and then I'll pull them apart. I really need to clean them first before I put the screens on. Wow, because the screens are delicate, so I don't want to have to. What am I doing? I should go this side first. I don't want to have to try to clean the boards, as in the edges of the boards with the screens on. So these have been quite popular, which I'm not surprised because they're really nice little screens. I mean, color-wise and resolution, they're pretty cool for their size. And it's been frustrating for me not having any stock of them. So I'm really glad I found some good and reliable suppliers on Alibaba, because it's obviously, for those that haven't used Alibaba, it's a very different experience to AliExpress. They're not little, AliExpress is, most of the listings are from little stalls in Shenzhen or wherever of people, they're just people who've got offcuts or just buy bulk of whatever and sell them on. Like the people I got these screens from, they're actually, that's all they do. They're a company that just do screens. So okay, I'll check the chat in a second. We'll just look up then. Remember, if you've got a message for me, you want me to see it, just do @unexpectedmaker, so it pops up orange. So you can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to flip. I'm spending my time flipping transistors over. So these are my go-to NPN transistors, my Jelly Bean ones. I go through a lot of them. I use them on my reflow masters. I'll do all the transistors first, just get them out of the way, because they're lots of orange. What if you could hear it? Yeah, what if I could hear the chat? I think my chat's potentially too busy, Dustin. Like it would never catch up. Really excited about your PS2 Pro. Any expectations of when you're likely to be in a position to start selling these? Your side of things is causing an issue. I'll get to that in a second. What size are those new screens? These ones? These are a 180 by 6. What size in inches? What are they? 0.95, I think. I think they're 0.95. I think Sion's mic's got a mind of its own. What's my mic doing? Tell me, folks. If it's playing up, what happened with JLC? Hello, Mr. Tada98. Tell us the supplier you would recommend for screens. I'd have to go look them up. Just maybe remind me again after I've assembled this. Dustin, set up to just speak his ats. Yeah, that'd be. Oh, so it's just speaking the ats. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, like I haven't seen Dustin's last stream with it. So I need to see that. I need to watch that. That was only my yesterday, I think. My last night he did it, Dustin. Anyway, for those that don't know, Dustin's been working on an API to have his. I'm not going to say it. The female A word. That when you say it, it makes a voice activation thing work. Has got that reading out his chat on his stream to him, so he can hear the messages when he's not looking at the thing. How clever is that? Dustin's a very clever boy. I think he's going to make a video about it as well. So is it not even in camera? Sorry about that. The rumbling is now being accompanied by funny buzzing noises intermittently. I don't know what that is. I can try unplugging it and plugging it back in. Hang on. How's that? Is that any better? I hope that's a bit better. I don't know. I mean, I obviously can't hear myself other than actually hearing myself. Wow, that was really bizarre. So what I'm planning to do with my Pro S2 and my Feather S2, my Feather S2 is currently at JLC PCB. I'm making 5 panels, and I am going to be putting a version of my Pro S2 into JLC PCB either today or tomorrow, that I'm also going to make just 5 panels, and they're going to be pre-release versions of the boards. They're going to be green because it's way more expensive for me to get them made in black, way more, unfortunately. But they're going to be in green, and they're not, I'm not going to say that they are the final design. They're going to be fully working boards, or from a hardware point of view, they'll be fully working. I mean, obviously the IDF's got a long way to go. And so for those that want to jump in early, I'm going to be selling pre-release versions of them, and most likely at a higher price point, I'm being honest, than I would eventually release them for. Okay, I need 5 more. So that is my plan, because there are stacks of people that are bugging me for the boards. Bugging me in a good way, not a bad way, right? And there are people that want to start playing with the S2. Now, you've always got the option of buying a Sawala if you want, but they're very different, right? The Sawala's got no battery management. It's got pretty terrible deep sleep current. It's designed as a reference board, right, for other manufacturers. It breaks out every single pin, even if you can't use those pins, right? It doesn't tell you which pins you can use and can't use. It just breaks every single thing out because it's a reference board. So, and it's quite big, right? So my Pro S2 and my Feather S2 are pretty much identical now in terms of their functionality, at least for what I'm going to do on the pre-release boards. And yeah, I'm hoping that within the next, depending on JLC and shipping, within the next 2 weeks, I'll be able to pre-release some boards, except who knows if I'll be able to ship them anywhere. So I just bought a reel of antennas. Oh, I'm actually about to pay for them today. A reel of antennas, 2,500 antennas on a reel. It was a rather large investment. Okay, that's all the transistors. Okay, what's happening with chat? Did I miss anything? Okay, I don't think anything specifically for me. Sawala and koala. That's funny. Okay, so what do I need? 0603s, I need... where are my 22 ohms? Oh, that's going to be interesting. Did I not buy more 22 ohm resistors? Oh, that's going to hurt. And I don't have enough 10Ks, and I need 1Ks. Oh wow, I'm going to have to replenish some stock live on stream. That's going to be annoying. So what do I need? Okay, I'm going to move my chat just for a second. Once you've done a batch, just hand deliver them. You have to time your questions for when he's about to look. No, not really. I can scroll back. I thought I did scroll back before. Full color, 65K color on the screens, right? So I guess, you know, it's fine. Depends what you call full color. I mean, the eye can see a million colors, but, or however many it can see. So here's my parts. So what do I need? Let's go to projects. I'm still getting all my data in. Projects, IPS display, 10K, 1K, and 22 ohm. And, okay, that's annoying. Because I've only got, that's my 1K stash. I've got it on reels, but I have to go take them off a reel. That's my 10k stash. And I can't find my 22s. That's really weird. Okay, well, I know I've got 22s, but I bet you I don't have. How's your review with JLC PCB assembly? I don't do JLC PCB assembly, so my review is non-existent. Okay, do I have any? Where's my 22 ohm resistors? This is not fully updated yet, so it's really, yeah, not necessarily going to help me. 22 ohm, right, it's showing no stock, but I'm sure I have stock. I bet you I haven't processed it yet. I've got a lot of stock still to process. 13 pages of stock to process. 22 ohms. I should have 1,000 of them somewhere. I have 1,000 22 ohm resistors somewhere. Let me go find them. You have different definitions of stash. Is the microphone leaning on something? It might just be vibrating. My desk vibrating. I don't know. I don't think it's leaning on anything. We can't retract a message. I don't know. Can you not retract a message? I gotta find my 22s. Oh, I found my 22s. At some point I stuck them on a reel. There you go. That's not very handy right now. Well, actually, so here we go. Right. So I'm going to take some of them off a reel. Watch this. Let's see if this works. So process. So I have them on a reel, and they are on my reel rack, my red 0603s. I don't know how many I've got left, so I'll leave it at the 1000 for now, right? And so I can add that stock. So now if I go back to here, 22, there's stock, right? Yay. But what I want to do is go to my reel rack and my 22 ohm, and I'm going to split the stock, and I'm going to move, I don't know how many, I'm going to guess, because I'm just going to, no, maybe I won't do that live. I'm going to, yeah, I don't know how many I've got. I've used a stack on the other boards. I might say I'm going to move 100 of them. I don't know how many I've got left. And I'm going to move them to my, on tape, on the drawer, on my desk shelf. Let's see if this works. Split the stock. Yes, 100. Okay. So I now should have 2 lots of stock. There we go. I've got 100 in my desk drawer and the rest on my reel rack. Yes, that works. I'm holding the mic for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Search, feature functionality, search for unprocessed stock to see if you have it unprocessed. Well, yeah, I could do that, but the whole point of this is, I mean, you can see it just by looking through the stock. It's in alphabetic, it's in order. But the whole point is to not leave the stock sitting like this. I just haven't got around to, because I added all my stock in one big hit, because I had to delete all my data. That's why it's sitting like that. Like I had 27 pages of stock that I had to go through. So it's not a physical issue, but electrical computer. Right, yeah, okay, I don't know what it was. Okay, let me get these out. I'll start placing these 22 ohms. I should have prepared all these parts earlier, but I didn't. Oh well, what can I tell you? I'm surprised I didn't have any of them in my drawers. As I said, I'm working out all my drawers. All my drawers are getting new labels. Hang on, let me just... So, my patrons know a little bit about why I'm doing this, but like, so, see if that works. So all my labels are color coded now, so I can see them nice and easily up on my wall. And then, so they're resistors, and then all of my, so here's a 5, all of my caps are now marked like this, so I can see what their voltage, percentage, and dielectric is. So I've got different colors for different sizes, so I can easily see I've got blue for 0402, red for 0603, which matches my racks, and I'm using purple for 0805, even though my racks are black. But I might reprint some purple ones, get some purple purple PETG, and print some purple ones, because you can get purple PETG now. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, just moving the chat so I can see it again. So how's that? My parts, it actually worked. Holy moly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Wow, they're going everywhere. 26, 27, 28, 30. Okay. I will take 100 off this after, and then I will work out how many are left. So I've been meaning, as a project, which I'm never going to get to, but I'd love to, and I've got the parts for it. Hey Ian, I've been meaning to make a little thing that counts parts on a reel. You just feed one end in and let it run through, and it counts the dots and parts. Or no, you tell it. Sorry, you tell it what the part spacing is, like you do on a pick and place machine, and it counts the dots. I've been meaning to do that, and I just haven't got around to it. I've got all the parts here. It's an unannounced project, but I just don't know if I'm ever going to get to it, to be honest with you. Because it's, don't forget to reduce the stock by what you used. Yeah, I'll recount them later. I can actually do that in the project, but I need it to start from the right amount first. So, let's go back to here for a second. I can actually go to my projects and go to my IPS, and I can actually tell it to build a quantity, right? It knows how many of each, so I could put in 30 here and it'll reduce my stock. But I don't actually have all my stock in yet, so I can't do that yet. It's not going to let me because I haven't, even though I've got stock of these, I haven't put them in yet. So yeah, I'll do that another time. One of the things I need to do once all my data is in is actually go back and update all of my stock levels, because all of the data is going in with my original purchase stock levels right now. Just asked if that reel counter existed on the chat. Could you check the variation in thickness so you don't have to set the pitch? How would the thickness affect the pitch? I'm sure there are counters out there already. I don't know. I just wanted something that I could do. So just 1 second. Okay, let's start putting these on. Switch my glasses again. Look, I'll probably never get this counter done. The other problem is I need to make that really work, I need to pull all my parts off reels, and I don't particularly want to de-reel and re-reel parts, right? I've got a lot of reels, and a lot of the reels have been tapped into. I'm pretty sure these are the 22s. I should check. They're the 22s. Yeah, I think they're the 22s. I hope they're the 22s, or I'm in big trouble. 22 ohms. Just for a long time I was buying parts on reels. Well, I still do, obviously. Like if I need, you know, like if I was ever to buy 22 ohm resistors again, like I did, you know, and I bought 1,000 of them, because I only use them on these boards, but I would never buy just 1,000 anymore. Like I'd just buy a reel. Like resistors are so cheap. I'd buy a reel because they're much easier to store, but then I have to either get parts off the reel, which is annoying, and then I never know how many are left on a reel, or I need to cut parts off the reel, like in chunks, and put them on my drawers above me, which is easier for me when I'm working, and I can do that, but I still need to start with cutting into a reel, right? So I'm still working out how my parts management works from a physical point of view. But I've stopped. I'm starting to make, like, I used to put a lot of parts, if they were specific just to a project, I used to put those parts in the project tubs. I've started to now stop doing that, and especially with passives, you know, I'd have a whole bunch of resistors and caps on my desk above me, and then I'd have lots of unique resistors and caps in project tubs all over the place because they were only for those projects. But all of those are now being taken out and they're on the shelf above me, unless they're on a reel, and then they're on the reel rack, because I want to start having everything grouped together so I know where to look. I should only have to go to my parts to try to find out where my stock is on something if it's an obscure item. Like for stuff that I'm using all the time, they should be above me or on the reel rack. And the way I've done my labeling now means that they're really easy to find. If that makes sense. One of the distributors used to count out parts when they ship cut tape. Oh, they have counting stuff. Why not weigh the reel? Well, because parts weigh different amounts. You know, even caps are different sizes, they weigh different amounts. I don't know what a full reel would weigh, so I don't know what the rest of the stuff is, you know what I mean? Like, and weighing every reel that I get at the start for something like, you know, 1,000 resistors on a reel, I don't have scales that are accurate enough that would be able to tell the difference if I took 100 of them off. I mean, look how small they are, right? You can't even see OBS. Sorry, I'm just going to check. Yep, okay. God, these glasses. Wow. Holy moly, 220 concurrent users. That's my record, I think. That is crazy. Thanks, everyone. That is nuts. I think this is only the second time I've gone above 200, but I've never gone that high. Wow. People must like watching me do hand assembly. Is that the case? Must be the case. Like, as you can see, it takes me more time to get the parts out than it does to place them. I should have just done the one panel. I mean, the good news is once these are reflowed, I can take my time putting the screens on, right? But as you can see, I've got paste for the screens already there, so I'm resoldering them onto the pads that have already got paste on them rather than hand pasting them from scratch afterwards. And you'll see why when I do one. It works really well. There are little holes in the ribbon to allow paste to come through, so you get paste spreading on the top as well as the bottom, and it gives it a really good connection, surprisingly. I mean, I wouldn't grab the screen and spin it around on the board like that. That would probably not be a smart thing, but constantly flipping parts. Every few months I go online and try to see if I can find a cheap part flipper, because they do exist. Whoops. But they're not cheap, and they're just, yeah, a bit ridiculous. Just got to get the technique with the tweezers right to flip them. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes the part goes flying. Or you drop it like I just did. Okay, 2 more resistors on each board. I need a 1K and a 10K. Wow, okay, have you ever tried to solder one of those screens by hand with a soldering iron? Yeah, I have. I did all my first ones by hand. Not my first production ones, all my prototypes I did by hand. And it's definitely doable, but having the paste underneath is much better. Much, much better. Okay, I'm just put this there. Okay, I need 1K and I need 10K, and I'm not going to grab those, I'm just going to grab from the reels. 1K and 10K. So my 1Ks I need to open a brand new reel, which sucks because I'm going to lose the leader tape. You can see here on the front, the yellow. Leader tape's really useful for putting on the pick and place machine. Rob, thank you, Rob. Now, okay, dude, you're already too generous, Rob. Thank you, man. You and I, we have to have a talk, Rob. We really do. But thank you so much. Oh, Shaq's going. Catch Shaq. Oh, come on. So my 10Ks, there's only a little bit left. Can you see? Yeah, maybe. So it's taped down. And so I've got a reel of 10Ks in my pick and place of 10K 0603s. And I've got these left, and I think I need to order another reel. Sticky tape off. Okay, so 10Ks. Hey Alan, good morning. Sorry I didn't get back to you yesterday, mate. The family dramas. I haven't called anyone about the standoffs yet. I need to get a whole bunch of standoffs. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut some of this tape. Make it easy for myself. So I don't have to hold the reel here. Dun, dun, dun. I'm sorry you can't even see some of the stuff I'm doing. So I just cut a whole chunk off, and I'm just going to pull that off. And whatever's left I'll stick in that drawer. Glasses. Glasses would be good. So I'm running low on nylon standoffs. I used nylon standoffs for my reflow masters here, for the screen. And obviously for my Pro, I bought a whole heap of standoffs, but they were, whoops, but they were different size, they were different length. I need 8mm standoffs, and I'm running low, and I would normally buy them from China, but I need them before the next 6 months, right? So I'm trying to find locally where I can get nylon standoffs, and it's actually proven quite difficult to get nylon 8mm black. I mean, I can go a different color. I don't want metal though. So I just lost a resistor, went flying. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 4, oops, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I think that's 30, but if not, whatever. And I'll stick that in the 10K container. Well, are they really nylon? Oh, I don't care as long as they're not metal. They don't have to be nylon. I just want them to be plastic. I want them to be non-conductive. That's all. Don't have to specifically be nylon. And I'm pretty sure they're not. The nylon ones I get from China, they look way too much like plastic than nylon. Okay, why can I not pick up? Okay, let's get a bit closer again. I should probably work out where these are 10Ks. Work out where they're going. Been a while since I've built these. I'm pretty sure it's the top one. Yep. Okay, probably should have done the 1Ks first. Oh well. And I can't see this far away if my... Oh, you pain. This won't come off my tweezers. This one had sticky tape on the end. It was the first one that came out. and it's not wanting to come off my tweezers. I have to use a second pair, or I have to use something to hold it down. That's the problem with using sticky tape at the end. Okay. It's a little bit annoying. Okay, I'm sure I was just saying something, but I can't remember what. Oh, now these are sticky. Now I've got... Oh! Okay, IPA. Could be my tweezers sticking now. Not the parts. That's really annoying. Twice I've knocked the transistors now. But IPA to the rescue. That's better. Okay, someone want to remind me what I was just waffling about, because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure my coffee's going cold. Sorry, I'm just checking. Constantly checking. 291 concurrent users. What? Viewers. What? What just happened, guys? I just went to 291 concurrent viewers. Holy freaking moly. Sorry. I can say freaking, right? That's not really a swear word. In America it might be, but in Australia that's really mild. Yeah, I can't really do the 3D printed standoffs for these. I need them. I can't. They're too small. They're, sorry, M2.5. They're small. Small thread. I can't print that. And I don't want a spacer. Spacers! I don't want a spacer. I actually need proper threaded standoffs. So yeah, I need to find someone locally. So I'm going to have to ring around today. I have enough for 8 reflow masters, and I'm out now. So, but it's kind of fine because I can't. Like, I'm really worried about releasing these reflow masters. I've never had more people on my wait list. Probably that you are going to apologise for not putting the resistors all the way around, the same way around. No, I'm not apologising at all. Oh, that's right. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I can't see. I'm too far away. What am I doing? I can't see which orientation they are with the lighting and with how far away because of the camera above me. So if anyone's OCD is kicking in, can you even see in the camera view? I don't even know if you could see. I know some of you watch this on a really big screen, but it couldn't be high res enough to see if these are the right way around or not, right? Freaking right, mate. Freaking. So if anyone here is concerned about how long I'm taking to make these boards, you don't be, because this is thermally stable paste. It lives outside of the fridge and it can live on this board for I think 4 hours. Could be more. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to take me 4 hours to get these done. I damn well hope not, but I really need a coffee. $297 concurrent. I don't know why I keep looking. I've got to stop looking at that. That is crazy. It might have gone higher. I don't know. It only shows me the current. It doesn't show me the max, just the current one. And it keeps fluctuating because it's real time. So at the end, it should show me what the maximum was, but it's too late by then. I'm not going to be able to tell you all live on the stream. But if I get over 300, that is just insane. So I can't really read through all the chat. Like, there's just too much chat going past. But I'm wanna. How are you all doing? Like, you don't have to answer. Like, I'd like you to answer me, but not specifically for me, just for the chat in general, I guess. Unless you want to at me with anything specific. But like, how are you all doing? Like, I know. I know everyone's dealing with this differently. You know, all the introverts are loving loving it. I know that there are, you know, all the extroverts are really struggling with not having any social contact, which is totally understandable. Many of you with you know, kids are, you know, potentially struggling with the homeschooling and stuff, and I know we are. You know, I'm sure many of you know people, either loved ones or friends, or even just people that, you know, acquaintances that have potentially passed away from this. You know, one of our Maker community members, Stephen Ludgate, for those of you that know Mr. Ludgate, Steve-O, you know, his wife, his partner, they're due to be married in August, but it looks like it's being postponed now because they can't actually get married, or they can't do the celebration. She's a nurse, she's a frontline nurse, and last I spoke to him, I believe she is potentially infected, or she was about to go get tested. Super sad. I mean, this is really affecting people in such terrible ways. And those that are putting their lives on the line, as you know, on the front line, health workers, you know, big thank you to them. That's just, yeah. So I'm just opening this reel of 1Ks. I can't believe I'm going to cut off the leader. That's okay. I've not needed to put these in the pick and place yet, so I don't know if I ever will. So I've got plenty of spare leaders. It's just annoying when you get a reel with a leader and you got to, because you can't reuse them, these ones. So it's a bit frustrating. I've got a recording of the mic rumble. It peaks at 10 hertz. Okay, officially have more viewers on this stream than I have subs on my channel. Sorry, Dustin, that is crazy. Hey, for those of you that aren't subbed to Dustin's channel, go sub to Dustin's channel, please. He's doing some really good stuff. He's an audio engineer by trade, living, and he does some audio stuff and microcontroller stuff, and he's really just a nice guy. So if you're not already subbed to his channel, give him a sub, please. 301, holy moly, thank you, Mark. Oh, I'm not even going to count these, I'm just going to pull a whole bunch out, and whichever ones I don't use, I'll put back in the tub, or I'll grab more if I need. We're almost there, folks. We're almost finished. Oh, this is not even camera view, sorry. It's the last resistor. I could have pick and placed the 10Ks because I've got them on my pick and place machine. But yeah. So if I'm going quiet, Kids knows what I'm doing, and I just shared it with all my messenger friends in Facebook. What I'm doing, leave me alone. Okay. I mean, I know not everyone wants to talk about it, which is fine, and you know, for a lot of people, they, you know, want to escape. They might come to this stream to escape having to think about what's going on. So if I've brought anything up to annoy people, I'm sorry, but it's our reality, right? I'm a pragmatist, so you know, I don't survive by avoiding what's going on around me. I kind of survive by accepting what I can't do anything about, and you know, complaining a little, but not as, you know, try not to complain much at all, and move on, do whatever I can. So I know not everyone's like that, and I apologize if, you know, if you came here to not talk about it. I'm just more interested in how people are doing, like, you know. Yeah, not that I can currently see the chat, so Oh, read another one. Guys, you're already backing me on Patreon. Patreon, can't even say the word. Please, not necessary, mate. Thank you, but I find this super chat thing so so uncomfortable. I've gotta say. Oh, Jay, is that Dustin's channel link? Thanks, Jay. You generally don't do it that way. I know, like no one's being forced to sub to Dustin or to anyone else. Really, it's not a forced thing. Like, don't do it for me. Please don't do it for favors for me. Like, he's a really good guy, and he does some really interesting stuff. Plays around with AT-Tinies and plays around, like, he's designing audio amplifier boards and stuff, and he does mailbags, which I seem to have stopped doing. And they're fun. He's entertaining. So yeah. So I'm sure most of you know John Oxo, right? Superhouse TV. If you don't know Superhouse TV, you should also go sub to his channel. I mean, he's got just a few more thousand subs than me, like ridiculous amount. 70 something thousand, I think, whatever. Anyway, he started streaming again. He's doing so far regular streams on, I think it's 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday for me, so I don't know what time. It's not a great time for those overseas, I know, but he's an Aussie, and it's a good time for him. What do I need? 5, I need 9, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. Embarrassment much. Me, I am embarrassed. I am. It's why I don't promote myself very much. Because I don't know, I find it, I don't know. I've always gone my own path, you know what I mean? I've always, probably my ADHD, done things my own way. Like, I've always, you know what I mean? I've always succeeded off my own bat, like my own doing, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, and so for me, I feel quite, yeah, I feel embarrassed. I do, with Super Chat and stuff, and like even Patreon still, I feel, yeah, I'm not sure how to explain it. Like, making and selling products, like people supporting me by buying my products, that's different. They're getting something out of it, right? You know what I mean? Like, they're hopefully they find what they're buying to be of value and worth it, and to me that feels like a really fair exchange, right? I kind of put everything into what I'm designing and what I'm working on, and I hope people like the products. I feel like everything else is just embarrassing for me. Hey Jay, was that hey Bleep Track, hey Nikita. Ooh, I just did a tummy rumble. I think that's all of them. Let me just check the parts, and I'm going to reflow it. Wow, that took longer than I thought. How long have we been going for? Oh, only an hour and a half, and I waffled a bit at the start, so maybe that's okay. Did I miss any parts? Nope. I haven't checked for perfect placement, but they should realign during the reflow. Okay, I'm going to put those in the oven. Finally. Yum, let's bake them. We can stop supporting you on Patreon then, and they can just use Super Chat. Sure, no worries. Hey Tom, just had my diabetic tablets and now I'm off to work. Bye guys, stay safe. Catch you Tom. Have fun at work. If you were here before and I missed saying hi, apologise. Hi, thank you so much. Try to 3D printing your standoffs work for me in a pinch. Yeah, I mentioned before, they're M2.5s. I can't 3D print M2.5s with threads. Really, Mark? You would have done your own PCB eventually. Okay, I'm going to the oven. oven is going. Wow, I need to finish my coffee. Oven is going. Hey, Dave. Welcome. Let me just quickly tidy up some of this mess before I forget which strips of tape are which strips of tape. So I now have those and those. And I need to make... Wow, I'm running out of parts. I need to do something for my... move it out of the way. For the 22s. I need to move some 22s up there as well, which I will do later. I've got them, left them out. So, oh, now it's getting bright in here. It's daylight outside now. Excellent. Actually, while that's going, I need to do a few things here, but I just want to just have some... Oh, Sylvia's going to bed. Bye, Sylvia. Have a good sleep. Hey, Jim. Do I have the IPS display specs? What do you mean by the specs? No, it's the making PCBs looks way more intimidating than it actually is. Oh, hello, little. Are you a mosquito? No, you're not. Okay, that's fine then. You can stick around then. Sorry, I got a little bug just flew past me. Wow, now I look really bright. No, I don't want to turn that off, but I want to turn it down maybe. Have you thought about making e-paper screens? Not really with the e-paper. There's a lot of e-paper screens and shields already out there, and so I'm not, again, well, you can't really get, I don't think you can get e-paper this small. Oh, right. No, this is, they're 80 by 160 pixels. 64K, 65K color. They're IPS LCD screens. And you can buy them as modules. Like, obviously, I'm buying them with... let me just go back to here. I'm buying them just like that, not like I'm connecting them myself, but you can get them as modules. Do I actually have a module? Have one nearby. Maybe not. No. Not in that container. Yeah. And they're pretty nice. So, suppose easier to print for anyone if they have a tap set. Yeah, I don't have a tap set. I mean, that's an option, but I'm sure I can find... I need to transplant some of these. See, now I've turned it down too low. So now I need to blow my face up light-wise to get enough light here. So I need to, so to test them, I'm going to have to move. Which ones will I move? These ones. So I use my 3-up for a test jig, which is pretty cool. I bought, I'm sure many of you have seen this already, I bought pogo pins that were the right fit for, I got all different types of pogo pins, but I didn't have any at the time that were just a nice fit for these headers, but I do now, so it means I can test really easily. Right, that's good, and I'm going to have to flash that in a minute. Now I'm blushing. Thanks for your kind words. No, they're good. I'm glad you're blushing, but they're true. Do you have any real project examples with these modules? What do you mean by real example projects? I mean, they're a screen. You can use them for anything you want to. I mean, I've seen plenty of people who are using them in their projects. Like, I think Johnny was tweeting something. Was it Johnny? Was it you or something? That I look like a young David Lynch. Me? No. Right. So the this. Wait. Where's my? Oh, did I leave it in my in the house? I might have left my other IPS screen in the house. Wow. I've got stuff all over my desk. It is embarrassing. Okay. So this is actually this is a faulty screen, unfortunately. This was one faulty out of that first 70 or so that I bought So yeah, it doesn't work. But the screen itself is compatible. So where's my Pro S2? I'm gonna just bear with me a second. I want to find it now. Now I'm frustrated where I put it. Where did I put it? I've got microcontroller boards all over the place. Again, must be in the house. I've got microcontroller boards all over my dining room table right now. Okay, anyway, sorry. So yeah, back to my revision 1 Pro S2. So the Pro S2 is pin for pin compatible with the Tiny Pico for the first 10 pins. I did that intentionally. So you'll be able to stick any Tiny Pico shield on the first 10 pins and it'll work once there are drivers for it, right? 320, oh, wow. That is insane, guys and girls. Yeah, you'll be able to just connect that like that. So any of my shields will work. Like you'll even be able to do this. No, wrong way around. Obviously it won't do anything now, but like you'll be able to do that. Like that'll work. Because I made them pin for pin compatible. But I'm also, as I mentioned earlier, but you might have missed it, I'm also thinking though of making a new IPS panel for my Pro S2 that is a longer panel that has buttons on the sides. So you don't just have a screen, but you've actually got some little buttons that you can, 4 buttons to control with, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. Bedtime for me. Catch you later, James. Yeah, don't blame you. I wish I was going to bed myself, to be honest with you. Have a good sleep. Thanks for joining. Okay, it just beeped. Let me go get the boards. But before I get the boards, I need to get some there we go. Let's get the boards. Keep burning my fingers. Ow. Ow. Oh. Hot. They were hot still. Yeah, so make a little play shield, basically. I don't know if I'll go the amplifier this time. I'll still put a speaker on it, maybe. Speaker's a problem because I wouldn't want to put the speaker facing down onto the board. But yeah, 3-axis accelerometer and stuff, maybe. Yeah, like it could be potentially could be nice. I don't know. Just an idea. It says 342 here. How is it growing? How are people finding my stream? That is nuts. Hello and welcome to anyone that hasn't been on my stream before. Here's my white pasty blown up face because of how bright. I've got the sunlight coming in here now and lights everywhere. But hey, welcome to my stream, everyone. That is awesome. The screens with buttons, aka the Play Shield. Yeah, so the idea is to make a small version, maybe with less stuff on it, of my Play Shield, like I did for the Tiny Pico, and that can just plug onto the top of the Pro S2. So here is I got funny stories. I don't know. Here are 2 incomplete. Oh, I can't see that. I haven't changed my cameras. Sorry. Here are 2 incomplete revision 1 feather S2s. That was an interesting story. So there's a manufacturing fault on them. So I built one of these for Jim Musared, who is a MicroPython guy, to start working on MicroPython on the S2, and I couldn't get it working, and I wasted 3.5 days. I built 2 versions of it. As you can see, I've got parts on and off. I kept ripping things out, trying to work out what it was, and it turns out there's a manufacturing fault and I had to bridge the bottom. There is a via touching D+ on the boards, and in Eagle it's not touching, but it's really close. Like it's with that, clearly it's not within the tolerance of JLC PCB. This is not the issue I had with JLC PCB, by the way. I'm claiming I'll take responsibility for this, because even though it passes DRC, I should have known better, because I know that what JLC PCB say they can do and what they can actually do are two different things, right? And if you do what they say they can do, it's hit and miss whether you're going to get reliable boards or not. But it took me ages to work this out, because I kept looking through Eagle. I kept, like, you know, comparing this to my S2, because it's pretty much the same schematic, and I couldn't work it out, and it took me ages, and I finally worked out that there was touching. So I cut the trace and stuck a, you can't really even see that, and stuck a little jumper there, and suddenly the board worked. Yay! Catch you later, bleep track. Thank you for joining. Have a good sleep. So I'll hit the YouTube algo sweet spot. I don't think so. 345. Wow. Okay, these are cool down. So how do these, wait, let's get these back in focus. Why aren't they focusing? Let's go to manual. I think they're just too shiny. So do they look good? Do I have to rework any of these? Let's start with this one. Am I too close? You can see. Okay, any rework? No. Okay, they all look good, I think. Do they look good? Do I get the thumbs up? Chris. Yeah. Shiny stuff in a camera isn't good. I think they're all good. I think they're thumbs up. Let's try this one. Good. Yeah, they look good. Thumbs up again, I think. If you stream for another 4 hours, you should reach 1,000. Oh, I don't think so. Nah. I don't think I can stream for another. Thanks, Jim. I don't think I can stream. And Paul, yeah, another 4 hours. I can't do that. How long's it been already? Okay, so now I need to pull these apart, and I need to clean them first. So I might just pull them apart and clean one board, and then put one screen on and make sure they work. Yeah, I think that's a good. Just zoom out. So this part's messy, unfortunately. I still would like to one day buy a depanelizer. You can actually get them. They're a real thing. They're like a rotary pizza cutter with a blade on top and bottom that boards go through, zoop, and along these lines, and it cuts them really nicely. But they're really expensive. Yeah, a lot of people come and they watch, but they don't come into chat. A lot of shy people, a lot of lurkers, which is totally fine, absolutely fine. You don't have to. Many folks here, you know, spent many streams watching before they ever piped up and said hello, but that's okay. Different people for different situations. Oh, thanks, Charles. Appreciate it. Okay, so at least these are V-cut, V-scored better than others. And it just and this plate, because there's a few parts on them, there's places to grip them, which is good. Is that in focus? I'm just going to go back to autofocus, and hopefully that'll be good for everyone. Is it abbreviated? Hello, Mr. Domingo55. Woo. Is what abbreviated? What did I miss? What did I do? But you can see the corners on these, like they're just. I mean, look at that. Can you see? Wait, I'll get closer. Like I can't ship that. Like that's just, yeah, they got to be cleaned. I can't do that. I get boards from other people, you know, stuff I buy on Tindy, whatever, that haven't been cleaned, and whatever. I'm not going to judge them. I'm really not. We've had this discussion before, but I'm not going to. I wouldn't do that myself. Yeah. Although I should have cleaned them all. This is silly. I don't normally clean them this way. I normally do them in sections. That's okay. I'm going to just move these to the side. For now, I'm going to clean. I'm going to do it over my rubbish bin. And I would normally, so do not do this at home, folks. I would normally wear a mask and gloves. Okay? Absolutely. Because it's fiberglass. It's bad for you to inhale and to get on your skin. But for one board, I can be quick and careful. You don't really need to see what I'm doing. But do what I say, don't do what I do. We good? We clear? Okay. We have a clean board. Cleaner board, there we go. Nice edges on it now, except I didn't switch cameras. I really need to get my camera switcher thing happening. Okay, nice clean. Ready to go. So, where'd I put my jig? Here's my jig. My thingy jig. Oh, I need to plug my iron in. Oh, I've got so much mess on this desk. Seriously. See, it's gone out of focus again. Why is it doing that? Okay. Where is my... Here we go. Seriously, this desk is disgusting. Did everyone see Brian's... So Brian did a walkthrough of his workshop area for the last time because he's bought a house and he's moving. And so I've got to remember how to do this. I have to remember what side is which. I think it should just be the same. I think I just put that in there from memory. I'll put that there. Yeah, look at that. That way I get perfect, no, 366 it says here. It's obviously delayed. I'll just drop down to 364. So this way I get perfect placement and the same every single time. Catch you later, David. Oh, I didn't say hi to you, David. Hi and bye. Clearly there's stacks of people I didn't say hi to. So sorry about that. Okay, hitting up my TS100. Yeah, so Brian did a bit of a walkthrough of his workshop because it's the last time because he's moving it all and setting up a new one in his new house. So that was exciting. And boy, was his desk messy. I spoke to him later about it. He said to me, sorry, I don't know, he's probably not even listening right now. I don't think he's around, but you might not even... Hey, Jithin, is that correct? Hello, welcome. Yeah, he might not like me saying this, so sorry Brian. But he said to me afterwards, he goes, he was really embarrassed releasing the video because of what I might think about. I'm not doing any of that. Yeah, what I'd think about the state of his desk. Like, I'm sure if people saw the state of my desk right now, they'd go, "That's not messy," but for me, it's messy. Nice jig. How did you make it? I did this just in Fusion 360 and printed it. I tend to make jigs for all my stuff. Now I have... Wait, I need to... Let me just put this down again for a second. So this is... I'd normally do this much closer. I'm getting rid of the microphone on this camera that I'm not using. See if I can get my head closer. So I might have to zoom out a bit so I can get it closer to me. Sorry, folks, but this one's kind of important that I see what I'm doing. Normally I'll do this. Do I do it under my microscope? I think I normally probably do it under my microscope. So I'm sorry that I have to zoom out a bit. Right, now that's not right. That's not right. Good. Let's stop this. If I put this in the wrong way, let me just check. It's been a while. No, it's got to be right. Oh, right. Hang on. try this again. I've got to move it. I've got to shift it. Right, I remember. In and shift. So I haven't built one of these for a while. You see this? It's designed to slide in and shift up. That's what I did wrong. Okay, good. That's better. Okay, I need my iron. It's upside down, the screen. No, the screen's not upside down. What are you talking about? Screen folds over. Oh, here it is. Here's the Buster one. So the screen goes on like this, and then it folds over and it sticks there. So that's the back of the board. That's the front of the board. Does that make sense? I hope so. Hope that makes sense. Right, ignore that. You're right. Okay, delayed chat. All good. Right, we're going to get this. We're going to do it. We are going to do it. Here we go. So, normally tack the first one here. Just tack this one. So you just need to heat the end up. Right? And then you do it just on the end of the Patron. Get them all down. Yes, I'm using a thin. Oh, might have bridged those. I really can't see what I'm doing. But I'll fix them in a second. Yeah, I bridged those. Damn. And you just go. Once you've got the first lot tacked, yeah, I'm too far away from the camera. I'll fix it. I cannot. Like, I'm not looking over the top. I can't see what I'm doing. Damn. Yeah, okay. This is really not the demonstration I wanted to give. Good news is, you see, it's easy to fix, but I can plow through these normally when I can actually see them from the top. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to turn this off for the moment so I don't burn myself while we test it. But there we go. Get a bit closer. So there it is. So your connector is better. I can't fit a connector here. The connector goes over the pins on the board. The board's not wide enough to stick a connector. So yes, it would be nice to be able to use a connector, but I can't. It's all these knock-on effects of making a small board. Oh, I remembered something, and it's probably too late. Ooh, $393, folks. Well, if we get over $395. So I need to wait before I do anything. I meant to do this at the start of the stream. No. So last week on the stream, there was a Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace. Is Mike on the stream today? Trimming PCB, something like this. If Mike Wallace is on the stream, can you say hi? No, not something like that. Absolutely not something like that. No. This is what... this is what Rob just sent through. No, that is not. That's a guillotine. That is a bad idea. No. That will destroy my PCBs. No, I'm talking something like... Let me just... go back to here for a second. Let me just... I don't know what's going to pop up. PCB depen... Depenalizer. We've discussed this before on streams. No mailbags. They look like this. They look like this, and there's a blade on top and a blade on bottom, and the panel runs through sideways. So there's no, it doesn't put pressure down on the boards like a guillotine will. It goes through the board, and you start it off, and then the blade pushes it through. Then there's a guide which keeps it straight. So yeah, that's the type of thing. You can get different versions of them. You know, I'm looking at something like this. Pre-Speason was fine, but I know the issue. Don't forget, my boards are double-sided, and they're really like, yeah, I wouldn't want to have something that puts down pressure at all on it. Like, it has to be something that's cutting from both sides, and that pushes it itself. Anyway, but these are expensive, really expensive, unfortunately. So let's get this out. Now I need to flash this because I do not have pretty sure the code on here is NeoPixel code. That blade cost 5k. Yeah, I've seen them cheaper. I think 401 and only 71 likes, folks. What? Anyway, no, I've seen them as low as like $2,000, $2,500, but still, $2,500 is a lot of money to spend on depanelizing a machine out of China with instruction manuals that you can't read because they're not in English. Testing time. It is testing time. Let's see if my Arduino doesn't crash. Two and a half hours just to get to my first board to test. I'm sure I have I'm finishing my RTOS kernel right now for Microchip 16-bit. Ooh, nice, Jay. So which micro are you using? Like, you're doing the SAMDs, you're doing ARM? Or is it some of the other 16 bits? They've got other 16-bit, don't they? Not just ARM. You should be able to then port it back to STM32. See ya, Alan. Okay. So, file. See if I can find, if I can open up the file menu in the Arduino IDE, that would be really helpful. I'm just got a beach ball right now. Okay, open. Tiny Pico IPS 160 by 80. Excellent. If it loads. Okay. Tools, Tiny Pico. Good. Flash it. Flash it, flash it. Okay, it's flashing now. No, it's not. Why is it not flashing? Oh, this is old code. Okay, yeah, it's been a while. Stick with the 16-bit for high-speed I/O control work in the cases. Oh, you're doing PIC stuff. Oh, that's right. The other stuff's 32-bit, isn't it? Whoops, silly me. Simulating your Whopper project using processing P5.js. Awesome. Wicked. Okay, uploading. Okay, so I know it's not great, shouldn't really do it like this. Oh, did I change the pins? I bet you I didn't change the pins because this is set up for my old one, I think. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, need to fix the pins. So, for those of you who don't remember or didn't know, my revision 1 of the board, this is revision 2. My revision 1, I had different pins. I had what do I have? Yeah, CS is 5 and DC is 15. I had these the wrong way around. Wait, this is my Adafruit test. I don't think this is my test. This might, right, that's why this is so old. I don't think I loaded the right file. But we're about to find out. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. So this is not the test, this is the Adafruit graphics library test. So this is not the test I normally run. I've got another test that I run that just does full color in RGB so I can see if there are any bad pixels, and then it just flashes like this. So it's a quicker test, but yep, that works. And this is the Adafruit driver has that 1 pixel offset issue. Let me see if I can find my other test. But that works, yes. So where's the other test? The other one I use is the eTFT one. TFT, SPI, what is it called? What's it called? Something like that. So in your story about what I planned for the beginning of the stream. Did I end my story about what I planned? Wait, what did I was at the beginning of the stream I said I was going to show you something. Yeah, well, that was the box of 100 TFTs. I think that's what I was going to do. Or is there something else? Going to remind me, maybe? Maybe I can't remember. So I'm just looking for this, see if I can find my other test. Right, is this the one? It's not appropriate for high-speed control, high temp, 30 bits for the onboard user interface. Okay. Yes, this is using the green tab library, that's better. But did I change the pins? Wow, about to find out. This might also have the wrong pins as well. Okay, but it's compiling. That's still running the old test because it's still compiling. There we go. It's going to flash now. Flashy, flashy. What I forgot to do at the beginning. Yeah, that's too cryptic for me. It's been 2.5 hours, mate. And there we go. Is that right? So it does some text and then it should do some color. No, that's not the right test either. I'll keep looking through my code. Anyway, the screen works. Yeah, I already passed 400, I think. It says 400 now. I think I passed 400 before. It goes up and down, I think. Yeah, I know. How crazy is that? That is just insane. Really insane. Anyway, the screen works. Yay. I don't know why I keep standing there holding it. So I should make some more. Except I need to clean them all first. Wasn't that to call out to Mike? Oh, talking to Mike Wallace? Is that what we're talking about? Oh, yes. So if Mike's around... Hey, Matt. What makes it inappropriate? Oh, here we go. I'm going to see this one. Yeah, Mike asked, he's on the stream last week and I missed it. Chris Orban let me know. He asked, he's in Melbourne as well. He asked if I do any contract work. And I didn't see his question. And the answer is yes, reach out to me. I tried to find him, like I obviously saw his avatar, but I got no way of getting his contact details. So if Mike sees this, Mike, I think it was Wallace, if you're here, if you're listening, or if, excuse me, you watch this back later, please get in touch. I would love to work with you. Yeah, the call out to Mike. Yes, please get in touch with me from my, you can either see on at unexpectedmaker.com or use my unexpectedmaker.com contact page or TinyPico contact page. I'd love to have a chat. Yes, please. Okay, I need to clean some more of these boards. So shall we clean some more of these boards, or shall we do something else? Shall we solder some more on, or are we all agreed that it works and I can do all these later? Do you want to see me do more? I don't know. It's quite awkward to do with the iron under the camera. Hello, Declan. Hello, Justin. Was watching for my Fire Stick. Ooh. Two purposes. You get to watch streams and you get to keep your hands warm. Just kidding. I know what a Fire Stick is. I used to develop games for them in a different life. That was the story you forgot to end. Yes. Okay. Yep. Sorry. Got distracted. Is there... I mean, I don't know. I'm happy to keep soldering, but as I said, they're quite awkward to solder under the camera, as you saw from that one. And I need to clean all these boards first. For Bug Bounty, visit me, guys. A hunt. Live site. Hello, Cyber Teach. Not sure. Just careful what you promote here. I don't mind people promoting stuff, but yeah. Just don't spam. That's all. You keep me on track. Thank you. Wow, I really look pale. It's funny, I'm watching him on my Roku. I've got some hardware coming. What hardware have you got coming? Hey, Ariel. Matt, what do you got coming? What did you buy now? I know, you probably... Yeah, okay. You can just imagine. Working on a project for saltwater desalination that uses some interesting electronics. Hopefully the electronics is not sitting in the salt water. That would be bad. Sorry. So yeah, I need to look at that. All these screens to be able to make. Oh, so something else. So one of the things I have to do normally with my. Right. Actually, I'll switch cameras just quickly. Again, discussed this before in a different stream, whatever. But remember when I was talking about the speakers on my Reflow Masters and Reflow Master Pro, and I make these. Also on my Pro, I made it easier. The speakers now plug into these headers, right? So but for the Reflow Master, it was a bit painful with the little buzzers, external buzzers, and I've got, as I said, I bought like 200 or 500 buzzers, and they've disappeared, right? Hey, Zero himself. Well, I'm glad you found the stream. Glad to have you here. Did you get an orange crab, did you? Good on you. Apollo 3 boards, a few Samdies, some Risk 5. Wow, Matt's been shopping. Anyway, so because they disappeared, and I've been trying to find where I could buy these locally, and they're actually quite hard to buy locally unless you $1 each, $1.20 each, which is crazy. But then I found these at on a store in Australia called, or in Victoria called Rockby Electronics, just by fluke. And look at these. So these, the right size piezos, the right everything, and they come pre-soldered wires. Oh my gosh, and they weren't that expensive. I mean, they were 4 times the price of what I'm paying on Ali. But I can't get those, right? And so, look at that. I did these ones with some ferrules, whatever they're called. I don't know if I'm going to do that though. I might just take some more off the ends of these, because they're not quite right with the ferrules. Anyway, so I bought 20 of them. Bought a bag of 20, and they're pretty cool. So I'm going to buy a whole lot more. I'm going to buy all their stock, I think. Why not SMD sounder? Yeah, so we discussed this in a few videos ago, because when this is inside a case, you can't hear it. You can't really see on here. I've got surface mount speakers inside here. Magnetic speakers. I've got stacks of them. I've got reels of them. Reels of them. I use them on my audio shields and stuff, and they're really cool, but once they're inside the case, their volume gets reduced by more than half, and to me that's pointless. The whole point is to be able to hear the buzzer when it goes off. And so my Reflow Master cases and my yet to be designed Pro case has a the actual speaker sits externally. It sits on the side of the case, and so this hangs out the edge, so you can hear it. Because there's no point having a buzzer and an alarm to let you know when you need to do something for an oven that you can't hear. So yeah, we had that discussion a while ago on another stream, and I almost put one on the board, but I opted for not putting it on the board. Drive them, push-pull to get 2 times the volume. Again, no, there are other people that disconnect these and they put their own speaker on. You know, there are people that take this and put them in all sorts of designs and stuff. So by doing that, I remove the ability for people to add their own external speaker or to drive an external speaker. So yeah, again, this is why I'm doing it, and this is the way I'm happy with. Yeah, and not everyone wants them twice as loud as well, you know. So the flexibility of letting people do what they want by doing this is better than putting something surface mount for me. Hook it up to the 500 watt hi-fi system. Well, if you really want to, I guess. Okay, anyway, so that's cool that I found these. That was a big win. It's just less work I have to do to assemble each one now, which is good. The less I can do to assemble, the better. Okay, what else can I tell you? I mean, I'm in limbo on so much stuff right now. Oh, I built a bunch to learn from someone's design decision making. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's obviously so many different ways to do things. You know, I went through the whole thought process on stream and after stream about, you know, putting it on board plus an external. Like, there's all these different options, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to go in a direction, and I felt this was the best direction, and it was consistent with what I was already doing. So I finally built a bunch of my I/O expanders, and I don't think Mike's in the chat right now, but I think I mentioned this already, done his first pass of the MicroPython library for it, which I have to merge, and I've got the Arduino library, and I finally got around the other day, haven't cut them up yet, to printing off my new insert cards for them, which is the last thing I needed. So I can now finally package up all of my I/O expanders just in time to not be able to sell them. Anyone else extreme buffering issues on all of your devices? I don't seem to have any buffering issues here. On your desktop, just try refreshing your browser. Tim, sorry you're having buffering issues. Julian, you're just in time to volunteer to cut up all of my inserts for my I/O expanders. So yeah, again, I finally got them finished and I can't ship them. So that's really annoying. So what else? What else can I tell you? So my whoppers all sold. Hey Eric, how you doing? Had to drop to 720p. Yeah, I mean, the internet's struggling, I think, in general, I guess. Julian, what did you miss? I went past 400 people in chat, concurrent chat. That is nuts. So yeah, I sold out of my whoppers last week on my stream, and I've been getting everything ready for my next lot of whoppers, and surprise, surprise, my LED displays that I ordered a stack of, I think they finally arrived in Australia Monday. So it'll be another week or so before I get them. They're finally here. But silly Sion forgot to order PCBs, so I've only got 10 PCBs right now. So I can only make 10 Whopper kits, assuming that all the rest of the stuff turn up. And I've got new PCBs being made at JLC right now, JLC PCB, but I actually forgot to order the PCBs last week. So these have all had the RGB lights, LEDs put on, like I do. I pre-put them on. So I have like 32 or 35 people waiting for Whoppers, and I don't even have stock coming in. It is nuts. It seems that people all want a Whopper, and again, I don't know now what I'm going to do because I can't ship them. Oh, sorry, not trying to complain. at this. Look at this. I'm out of black PLA because I printed all of the inserts, all of the 3D printed bits for it. Yeah, don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Back after shopping and picking up stuff. Cool. Yeah, there's a low frequency rumbling sound. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sorry, folks. It's been on the stream the whole time and I don't know. Nothing's changed in my setup here. I can't see any interference from anything here. I don't have any cables crossing over. It's the same setup as normal. I've unplugged my microphone and plugged it back in again. Whopper with cheese. Well, someone who started with bacon earlier. I've got a Prusa i3. I bought, it was an i3 Mark III, and I upgraded it to the Mark III's. And running an external Raspberry Pi 3B Plus for it. I used to have a Pi Zero in there, but it's way too slow. Pi Zero W. A 3B Plus, and you know what? You want to know what's hilarious? This is funny. I put the 3B Plus on, I don't know, 4 months ago now, and at the time, I printed a case for it. I printed the case, and I still haven't put the case on. It's still sitting there hanging off the side by wires. 4 wires hanging off the side of the Prusa. Yeah, case. I'm never going to put it in a case. It's never going to happen. Got to be a PSU. I don't have anything here. Nothing on my desk has changed. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what the humming is. Sorry. I can't hear it, so that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, I've not put it together, and I never will at this point. Never will. I think it's hilarious that it's just hanging off the edge. But yeah, it's hanging off the edge. But I've got, yeah, I mean, there's a shortage on filament everywhere. I can't get filament at the moment. The MSC on secret mechanism for hacking YouTube algorithm. Oh, I wish I had a mechanism. I wish I know why there's so many people. Is it plugged into the laptop? Can you unplug the power? The microphone is USB powered, so I can't unplug the microphone. That won't help. No second mic plugged in. Okay, does this make any difference? I'd love a backup 3D printer. I'd love one. Any difference on the sound now? It might be the hum just of my computer. Worse, all I did was unplug my camera, my DSLR. Oh, no, I can't unplug the laptop power because that unplugs everything, because my laptop is plugged into my screen, and everything's plugged into the screen. So if I unplug the laptop power, the stream dies. So that's not a good idea. Built-in webcam micros, no. Unless it's on the wrong microphone. Hang on. No, it's on the Rode. No. What if I turn it down a bit? Is air blowing into a mic? No, the microphone's far away. Like my microphone, you can't even see my hand. My microphone is there. Like it's really far away. It's almost a meter away from me, the microphone, and it's a meter away from my computer that's making some noise. Electrical interference being received by your mic or air. Possibly, but again, as I said, nothing has changed. So I don't know what that is. I really don't. I'm really sorry about it. I know that I can hear my computer's fan going. Hear a beat to it. Boomboxy beat. Could it be my lights? It's not my lights, is it? I've never had the problem before. I just turn my lights off. Like my Air My Bose headset picks up in the bass. Sounds air-like. Well, there is, like, can everyone hear this? That's my computer fans humming away. Is it that? I think some people just have much better, like much more sensitive hearing. Whatever you just played with, that's it. Well, I just picked up the microphone. That's it there. That's my computer humming. That does that every week. That's actually quite low for my computer. The first thing I touched, I don't know, fan noise not. Is it still happening? I just turned my lights off, my RGB lights. If I turn them back on, why are they not turning back on? Right. I just turned my lights back on. Yes, it's a Mac, Aaron. MacBook Pro. 2018 i9 MacBook Pro. No, it's actually when it's sitting on the desktop, put a piece of paper underneath it. I'm going to stick some foam. Let's put some foam underneath it. Maybe my desk is vibrating. I don't know why. Again, nothing's changed. How's that? Is that any better? The microphone is now sitting on some foam. No, that's not it. Suspend myself off the floor. Okay, hang on. Let me just get I need a Gatling. What's it? What are the Gatling hook? No. Oh, come on! What are they called? Anyway. It's fan noise. Okay. It's still there. It's not there. Not a skyhook. Hey, Joe. No, what do they call yes, skyhook's funny. But it's got a name in the games. Grappling hook. Thank you. I need a grappling hook. Got it. I need one of those grappling hook guns. I can just go kaboom, kaboom, and lift myself off my chair. Maybe it's my chair. I built my new chair. No, Yuz built my new chair. Thank you, Yuz. I have my new chair, finally. So I now have 3 chairs in the office, and there's only me. Maybe it's my... Hey, 1 second. How about now? Is that any better? Hello, David. How does a hair hum exactly? Well, it depends what you had for dinner the night before, right? It's the same? Okay, so I just turned the exhaust fan off on my reflow oven out in the garage. So it's not that, because I could hear that from here. There's a humming of that. Why is my face so bright? Wow. I gotta fix that. We're gonna spend the rest of the stream trying to debunk what this sound is. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, folks. Oh, look at that. I just found my Pro S2. It was stuck under a stencil. Oh, my Pro S2. So I ended up making that guy, Jim, another Pro S2. So I built my second one. So, advanced. Brightness. Oh, look at that. That's better. Now I don't look so anemic. Much better. I have a UPS package from Mauser. Cool. It's not a physical noise. You have a different USB cable. Well, no. Well, so again, nothing's changed on my setup. But again, I can't. It's a Thunderbolt cable going from my screen to my computer, and then USB from the mic to the computer, to the screen. So there's no real easy way for me to switch it out. No. Like I've not changed any of these cables. maybe there's a cable wrapped around another cable. Let me just see if that's it, maybe. I know I'm moving stuff around. Can I try a different USB port? I don't think so. It's the only port I've got free. I'd have to unplug and plug some stuff in. It stopped? What? Really? Okay. So, can I ask... That's interesting. Hang on. So, does this... Wait, what about now? Is it back? It's back? Okay, you know what it was? No way! I was just charging my iPhone. But is it gone now? I just unplugged it again. Back worse. But I've just unplugged it again. I just unplugged it. And now it's gone again. Wow. So I just had my phone on charge. Okay, sorry, I won't ever do that again. Wow, I'm sorry, folks. The cables aren't even near each other. They're not even plugged into the same USB hub. And the cables are one's going this way and one's going this way, and they're plugged into two different hubs. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate the super chat, mate. Thanks for joining. Wow, that's crazy. I will never charge my phone on a stream before. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you guys all suffered through the noise when you didn't need to. Good night, Andy. I'm glad we all worked it out before you left. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Wow, okay, I've been going for 2.5 hours. And wow. So a couple of things I can... Thanks, Bruce. Cheers, mate. That's very generous of you. Everyone who's done Super Chat, thank you so much. Really. Background drum beat to my stream. Yeah, I hope it was at least a good beat. Any Pro S2 teasers? Right, so that's going to say. So I'm going to just quickly tell you that... I'm still not ready to talk about this. I might not do this. And if I don't do it, or I do it, once I've made the decision, I'll talk more about it, because yeah, what I've tried on this is proving a little bit difficult. Anyway, so one day I'll get to that. It's also got some extra I/O broken out. It's got a few more pins, as you can see. But I've got my Pro S now that my Feather S2 is in production for my pre-release boards. I've done my Pro S2, and it's still this form factor, but what I've done though is I moved everything around on the board, of course, as you do, because I've got... Where's my tweezers? Lost my tweezers. Nope, here they are. I have put big buttons on. So I've put these buttons on here. I shifted everything around to fit them on, because these little buttons are just terrible. They're really so bad. So bad. So I made space and I got these on. I didn't order those other buttons yet that we spoke about on my last stream. Mainly because they're only a fraction smaller. Like, really. Like, we're talking about visually, you can't even tell how much smaller they are. But I've already got, like, reels of these. So I just... Yeah. So I've gone for big buttons, which is good. And the board's ready to go, but I'm thinking I'm going to make it a bit longer and add some extra pins. So right now it's got the 16 pins on each side. It's got 4 more I/O on it than the Feather S2 does, because the Feather S2 obviously has to fit with the 12 and 16. So that's a fixed format, so I can't get any more pins broken out on headers anyway. And I don't want to make the board double-sided. I've taken these Jtag pins off the Feather S2 on the pre-release board, and I don't know if I'm going to put them back on. I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, if you need a board that can do Jtag properly, then you get a board that's got a separate USB for Jtag. Like if you really want to do Jtag debugging, it's not going to be on an S2 or a Pro S2. You know, that's what these boards are designed for. Or actually, no. Well, you can do Jtag with this through the pins, or you get a board that's got an FTDI that can do Jtag. I'm glad the sound's better. I'm really glad. I'm really sorry again about the noise, folks. Wow. I'm glad we found it, but frustrating. Anyway, so and the same with this board. I'm taking the Jtags off the bottom. I'm taking it off because I want this to be single-sided only, and I don't know about doing castellated edges. The boards I'm doing right now don't have castellated edges for the S2, the Feather S2, but I'm thinking I'm still going to do castellated edges like these for my Pro S2. So you can take the Pro S2 and stick it onto a board if you want to. And to do that, it can't have anything on the bottom. So they're going to be taken off. And I'm probably going to make the board a little bit longer. I don't know if I'll make it this long though. That's pretty big, although it's still pretty small. Like right now it's smaller than the Feather in length, but if I go this long, it's actually longer than the Feather. So yeah, I just don't know. Any plans to use the Jtag for programming or debugging? No, not for me. I mean, these boards are going to be flashed and test jigged on using serial, because I need to test the serial, right? So just like my Tiny Pico, they'll be put into a test jig, USB will be plugged in, and all of the flashing and testing will happen through USB. So I personally don't need Jtag on it. There is that ESP debugger board that's available that you can connect to a normal ESP32 through, I think it pins 12 and 13. So you can definitely do it that way. Why did I add it originally? Because originally I was going to break it out. I don't know. I mean, got to remember, I designed these boards in October last year. This was designed. This one didn't have the Jtag on the bottom. This was designed in October. March, April, May, June. Yeah, this was designed in October. I mean, it's been a really long time, and I changed my mind. I'm not sure how useful Jtag is on these boards. I feel like the marketplace for these boards aren't necessarily Jtag marketplace, but this board has Jtag on the headers, right? You got clock, DO, DI, and MS. So I could easily, so if I make it this long, I can. You still have Jtag. They're just not in a little, 1 inch or a 1 mil pin header. That's all. So this was the direction I was going to go with it broken out on the headers. But it's a really long board. Obviously, the bigger the board, the more they cost. 5.1 surround sound. Xeon's in surround sound. That is awesome. So, yeah, that's why I haven't put that into production yet, because I'm still kind of, do I make it longer or do I not make it longer? But for those that missed before what I was saying, because I know people have been coming and going and on and off, and there's been a lot of stuff happening. So my plan right now, one other thing I did on the Feather S2, let me just quickly go back on this. So there's an ambient light sensor positioned just here on the Feather S2. I've moved those over a bit. It's over here now, and I've put an LED on IO13, which is still broken out. Is it broken out? I'll have to check. Anyway, so one of the requirements, or one of the should have for a Feather compatible board, is an LED on an IO. That's just what Adafruit do, and it's part of their Feather, stuff. And so I stuck an LED on IO13. So you've got your charge LED, you've got your power LED, and you've got an LED that you can blink as well as the APA. What's the problem with the unpopulated header for people who want a JTAG? Because if I put it on the bottom, then I'm not breaking it out on the side, and then that for people that don't want to put it on the bottom, they get no JTAG pins on the side. And for those that don't want a JTAG, when they're on the side, these are just normal I/O, so that you get 4 extra I/O. So to me, that makes much more sense to do it this way. And if I do it this way, I don't have to have it on the bottom, and then the board can be castellated and double-sided. If I'm going to do this on the bottom, I'm not going to bother castellating the board, because castellating the boards is expensive, like dramatically expensive to add castellations to the boards. So to do that, but not make it work if you put a connector on the bottom, I don't know, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I would assume that the percentage of people haven't finalized the feather. I would think that the percentage of people that wanted to use JTAG on one of these things is going to be very small. And there are other options of doing it. And pin header is just as good as doing a connector. Alright? So that's my theory behind it. You know, there's no such thing as one board that suits every single person. You haven't finalized the feather. Well, I've got the feather in production right now. Yes, why? So what I was saying before was, I am going to release a pre-release of the feather and a pre-release of the Pro S2 for people to buy that want to buy them. Spec-wise, they're kind of the same, although the Pro S2 might have a few more things on it. Catch you later, Paul. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking around. They've both got the 2 LDOs with the second one broken out. They both will have 8 meg of RAM, 16 meg of flash. They obviously both have the onboard USB only, but IO 19 and 20 are broken out, so you can, try that again. But RX and TX and IO 0 are broken out, so you can connect an external programmer. I mean, the way I fixed my feather, the way I found out there was an issue with the feather was by connecting an external programmer to it and getting the serial output from it while it was running. And that's what let me know that the ROM CDC was working, and that's why I looked for a mechanical fault. So originally I was looking for a design fault, so you can still put a second USB on it. So they'll be the same. They're pro end boards. They're not, for those that are wanting cheap S2 boards, this is not them, right? Just like my Tiny Pico, it's targeted at the higher end of the marketplace, which is fine. I'll be releasing these as pre-releases, and people will be able to buy them early, understanding that they're a pre-release and the design may change. There'll be a fully functioning board. Nothing about them will be not functioning other than obviously IDF only for now and whatever the IDF supports. But the final boards I go into production with on both of them, they may change. That's the thing. They'll both be green, because there's no point in me investing the money in black for a small run, because they cost more. Catch you later, Dave. Thanks for joining. I'm using the LM5165, 10.5 microamps, no load, crescent current, AEC. I don't know what the LM5165 is though. Is that a voltage regulator? Jay, I don't know. The LM5165. Right. What package is it? What size is it? And I'm pretty happy with my LDOs, and I've got a few of them. And when I say a few, I'm talking about reels and reels. 3,000 on a reel, I think. Why are we teasing Julian? Don't tease Julian. No teasing on my channel. Aaron says count me in for both. Cool. Well, you don't know how much it's going to cost yet. No, this one is not appropriate for you. Right, okay. yeah, I'm using the same LDO as on my Tiny Pico. Obviously, I'm using as many parts the same as possible. If you missed the Rumble, Mark 2 recording. I can plug a phone back in if you missed the Rumble, no problem. So yeah, there's no real other teasers other than I'm doing it. I'm committing to doing it. As I said, I'm buying 2,500 antennas. Yeah, I'm paying for that today. I was supposed to pay for it yesterday, but I got a bit sidetracked. So 2,500 antennas on the way. And I'm going all in on the S2 for the moment. Boosted a git pull in the chat. That's pretty funny. And I'm going to start making pre-release boards so people can start playing. So that's the plan. Also, on my Nano, news on my Nano, I am going to make some panels of those. And I'm going to make a bunch of Nanos. I have to now. My Riffle Master Pro is getting close, so I need some. And preferably, I don't want to be hand building the Nanos because it's a pain, so I don't have to panelize them. Thanks, Jay. Just to help get rid of all those antennas. Yeah. I don't know if there'll be enough, but anyway, I'm not going to buy more than that just to start with. Do you have an Android phone? Maybe that will make the different noise. Yeah, pass. Thanks. I don't do Android phones. You should set up a pre-register page to gauge interest on Pros 2. I should. I don't have enough time in the day right now. Yeah, unless you didn't paste your password, that would have been hilarious. Yeah. So I need to. So what I was going to do on the stream today, but I'm not ready, is I need to build a test jig for my Nano because the Nano obviously is castellated, and so I can't plug it in. I can't stick it on Pogos. So Paul's already gone, and I meant to mention last week. So Paul has actually sent me, or Sylvia, his wife, sent me a bunch of the frog pins. Does everyone know what frog pins are? You want one of each, Jay? One of each. So for those that don't know, just quickly recapping, I'm going to probably end the stream after this because it's been going for ages. But these are the frog pins. We've spoken about them before. So it's these things here that bend, that let you stick a module in, right? See, they're bent. They're called frog pins, and I haven't been able to source them anywhere. But Paul has a bunch. Well, he had a bunch, so he's gladly donated them to me, which is fantastic. So I'm waiting for those to arrive so I can build a test jig for them for my Nano. My concern is that because it's a really fine pitch, it's 1.27 mil pitch, I don't know how easily I'm going to be able to get these close enough. But the other thing I did, and I don't know where they are, I do know where they are, is I got myself, I actually ordered these. I ordered these before Paul let me know that he's got them. That he sent them to me. Is I ordered a bunch of 1.27 mil header pins. As you see, they're nice and close together, right? It's going to be. It might be hard to get these frog pins this close. I don't know, but they're nice and close. So what I thought I could do with these, why frog pins? Because how else do I stick a Nano module on? Do I have an empty module? This is an empty. This is the wrong pitch. Now let me get the right pitch module. Pico Nano. I mean, I have a bunch I can hand build still, and I will. I'm going to get them done, but I don't want to hand build them until I've got a test jig to test them. Because right now I can only test them on a Reflow Master, which is kind of a bit pointless. I don't want to be building Reflow Masters just to test my Nanos, Reflow Master Pros, that is. Why are they called frog pins? Because the guy that makes these boards, Fred, he calls these frog. So he's got this frog, and I think he designed them. I think he originally designed this idea. I mean, he was, for a long time, his boards were the only boards that had these, and then you could get some clones from China. So I think he calls these frog pins, and maybe because of the legs, but that's his logo thing. That's his. So that's why they're called frog pins. Right, okay, so I didn't have to pull that out afterwards. So that's the Nano. So I need to be able to test this. So what I thought I could do was I could build a test jig that I put these in, right? And then I could very carefully bend them sideways a bit. So if I had these sitting in a bit, right, then I could, not quite like the frog pins, because the frog pins you clip it in and it stays there, but I could potentially hold it down, right? Hold it down to test it and then take it out again. It'd be a fairly quick test. So that's what I was thinking of doing, but I don't know if it's worth doing that if the frog pins are coming. I want to see if I can get them close enough together yet or not. But I need a test jig, so that's the only reason I haven't built these ones yet. So these are the same revision that's on, I mean, these are great, they work fine. Same one that's on my Reflow Master Pro right now. I'd like to build these because then I've got them. And I've also decided I'm going to do all of these with my SAC 305, my high temp paste. That way, reflowing them again is not a problem, and then I'm much more comfortable selling these if people want them reflowed with the SAC 305 because that's the industry standard. Then I'm not fussed about people, you know, whether they're hand soldering them on or reflowing them, whatever they do. It'd be good if all the pins make contact. Well, yeah, they need to make contact. That's the problem. So I think it could potentially be hard trying to put this in, design a board that I can put this in that, like I can't put it on the edge of the board because then there's a chance there won't be contact. So, but I need to work out how much I need to nudge it this way, you know, in each direction, that I can then bend the pins a little bit to get enough contact. I don't know if there'll be enough contact. So, and I can't breadboard it because it's 1.275. I can't proto board it because I don't have any proto boards that are such fine pitch, right? So it's not like it's an idea that I have to actually make a PCB for to find out. And you know, and the test jig, honestly, I mean, it could be, this is my original Nano. It's got a bit smaller, hasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, that was my original first revision. Actually, second revision. First? I don't know. Second revision. First one had the, anyway. Point is, like, it could just be like a board like this, right? With the pins in it that I can just plug it in, try it, and unplug it. It doesn't have to be a whole test jig. Although a test jig would be good. But yeah. Anyway. So I need to get onto that. I've got so many things I need to get done. So many things. But yeah. Bought these. I don't know how long the mail's going to take from Paul, because it's coming from the UK. And with the mail at the moment, yeah, it could be weeks and weeks still. Bedtime for me. Thank you, Dustin, for joining. And no problem. Did you get any subs, out of curiosity? I hope you got some. Hope you got more than a few. But yeah, have a good night. Thank you for sticking in the stream. Oh, is Mike here now? Yay! Invented smaller pitch breadboards yet? Yeah, breadboards are terrible. Like, I wouldn't be confident using a breadboard for it. But like, I thought about designing a proto board, right? Just a board with a whole bunch of header pins in it. That at 1.25 mil or 1.27 mil, so I could just prototype on that, right? And I could do that cheap enough. But the problem is, if I line them up that way, then I'm going to potentially not, like, this isn't going to work. So these aren't lined up. Oh, you can't see what I'm talking about. These are not lined up for 1.27 that way and that, like, it is for the pins. Did I not switch the board? Oh my god. So they're not lined up, right? So it's not like this is a multiple of 1.27 and that's a multiple. The board size is the board size. So I don't think that's going to fit just on an array of 1.27 mil. Catch you, Alan. Have a good day. I'll speak to you later. So I don't think making just an even array of them is going to work. I need to actually line it up properly and make it intentionally for this. So look, I might do that when I've got some time. Couldn't you just have those pins touching underneath? No, I don't think touching is going to be enough. I don't have to push so hard. They're not pogo pins. So, I keep looking over there. They're not pogos. So, I'm just going to end up bending them. To put enough pressure on them to make sure they're all touching properly, I'm going to end up just bending them, which is not a good idea. I'd rather put them on a bit of an angle and let the friction do that. So, some of us are only able to use breadboards. Sure, I mean, when I say breadboards are terrible, and others are talking about, like, it's just, there's inherent problems with breadboards. I mean, I breadboard all the time, right? Maybe not as much as I should, but I use breadboards all the time. But there's inherent problems with breadboards, right? You get, stray capacitance, you get extra resistance that you're not looking for, you get issues where you wire it up and something doesn't work, and it's because one of the holes is dodgy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we mean by breadboards are terrible. Like, if you buy really good expensive ones, over time they wear out. Yeah, alignment's going to be a problem. Like, having spring action would be the best, but I tried finding these headers. I'm not going to pull them out again. I tried finding these headers with longer pins, but I couldn't find any. I mean, I found them on Alibaba, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to buy $5 worth of headers and pay $45 US to ship them to me. These are quite short. Like, I was hoping for something that was twice as high, so I could, not have to bend it as much to get the flex. But we'll see. I don't know how. I bought a stack of them just in case I damage a whole bunch, right? I mean, they weren't that expensive. I think there's about $6 worth of headers in here. And if I wreck some, I wreck some. It's fine. Silla, can you 3D print something with hinges to bring the pins in? Hope you understand what I mean. I think that these are too small to try to get them into some type of hinge, to be honest. Like, I shouldn't need to. I should be able to line it up quite easily. I've already got the footprint for it, for the Reflow Master to sit in there. I could try soldering them on an angle if I make the pins big enough, sure. That's also an option. But soldering on an angle makes it harder to get it exact. Like, I'd rather know that the pins were just positioned at the right point where they're just touching the PCB, so I could just bend them a bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. You've got to remember, it could be half a degree. I need to bend it. You could push the pins out of an edge connector. Out of an edge connector. Right, but I need 3. There's 3 sides. So how would I line that up to fit it in? Look, between this and the frog pins, I'll be able to work it out. I'm sure there are, there's a proper professional way of doing it. Obviously, Espressive would have to test their modules somehow. They're all castellated, so there must be some way of doing it, some mechanical fixture designed for it. I just haven't found exactly what those are. So, and the nice thing about the frog pins is that, you pop it in, it locks in place. When you're done, you flick it out, and it's great. You don't have to sit there and hold it. I don't have to put a clamp on it, right? I don't have to clamp it down. But that's okay. They'll be fairly quick tests. Yeah, okay. You could do angled pins with 3D printed jig to apply pressure. Yeah, I just feel like I don't need to do the angled pins though. I think I can do this with straight pins. Like, as in, not intentionally solder them on an angle, solder them straight. And if I get the position right, which shouldn't be too difficult, then they should just bend. They should just flex enough. I should only have to move them a tiny little bit. And the harder I push, the more they flex. I just need to do it and get some PCBs made, that's all. Just a timing issue. Just something on my list to get done, just like everything else I need to get done. That's all. Okay, you know what? We've been going for ages. It's been almost 3 hours. I did not expect or plan for that, so I think I'm dying to see if it works as well. I really am. I'm not complaining. It's my own fault. I have just way too much. I've just taken on way too much stuff. and I'm just chipping away at everything at once, or chipping away at 80% of it at once, you know what I mean, and shifting the 80%, and I'm frustrating myself, but it's my own fault, because I take on too much stuff. I think the machine will learn a lot from this. First I've learned about Python Ben Heck show, found this through. Cool, well I pretty much missed the entire stream. Sorry Mike, well I've been going for 3 hours mate, but you missed all the humming, so that's good. Sorry again about the humming. So maybe next week. Oh no, I still can't do test jig next. I'm not going to get PCBs back in time. I used to feel confident about saying if I order PCBs today, I'll have them next week for the stream, but the issue is shipping now, so I don't know. So I don't know what I'm doing next stream yet, but yeah, I guess you'll all find out. You'll find out when I find out, which will be the night before probably, which is how it normally goes. But thank you all. Yeah, hit the like button if you want to. Only 91 likes. That's okay. Thank you to everyone. Most of you gone already who did a super chat. I really appreciate it. Really generous of you. Thank you so much. I'm embarrassed. I feel quite humbled. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And yeah, just I hope everyone stays safe, stays occupied, stays busy, doing stuff and enjoying stuff. And I will see you all. Is the stream finished already? Yeah, I'm finishing it now. Okay. Cheers. Have a wonderful day, wonderful week. Thank you to the crazy number of people that joined. And catch you all later. Bye.